you said just a moment ago as you were talking about this that you said that we have to realize what was at stake and we have to realize the circumstances. Do you have any regrets whatsoever about any of the methods that were taken, any of the things that were used back in those days? Because there's no question, the country, it was a different time. The country's mood was different. We had just been, something had happened here that had never happened before. In retrospect, years have passed, you're now out of office. Do you think we should have done some things differently back then, or do you have any regrets about any of it?
No regrets. I think it was absolutely the right thing to do. I am convinced, absolutely convinced, that we saved thousands, perhaps hundreds of thousands of lives. In the aftermath of 9/11, we had all of these questions about who Al-Qaeda was, where they were operating, and so forth. We didn't know nearly as much as we know today. We were faced with a very real possibility. We had reporting that said Al-Qaeda is trying to acquire nuclear capabilities. We had the AQ-Con network out there, black market operators selling nuclear weapons technology to Libya, North Korea, and Iran. We had the anthrax attack within a matter of weeks after 9/11. We had the kind of situation that meant that we were absolutely convinced, the country was convinced, that there was a very high likelihood of a follow-on attack, a mass casualty attack against the United States. No one then would have bet anything that you're going to go 8 years and not have another attack. And we know, in fact, that they did try other attacks and that we were able to stop them. Now, if you look at it from the perspective of a senior government official, somebody like myself, who stood up and took the oath of office on January 20th of 2001 and raised our right hand and said we're going to protect and defend the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, this was exactly what was needed to do it. I think if you look at this intelligence program, that when things are quieter 20 or 30 years from now, you'll be able to look back on this and say this is one of the great success stories of American intelligence. I think, in fact, what the men and women and the intelligence community and the lawyers in the Justice Department and the senior officials who approved this program did exactly the right thing. I think the charge that somehow there was something wrong done here or that this was torture in violation of U.S. statutes is just absolutely false.
You were speaking out. You say